on a good run tonight. Here's a look at your starting order with J.P. Phillips on the pole. Christian Barnes is next to him. They're separated by about 81,000. Tommy Ryan has to start third tonight. Gavin Hinson will start in the fourth position here this evening, a part of these cars. As that looks to reload, Colin Kinzer looks to continue what's been a really good time for him so far in MRL competition. Out of Holston's down in 6th tonight. 7th goes to River Hayes. He'll be driving a Toyota this evening with Morgan Cook next to him in the 8th.
Only got 4 tires, 2.
9th goes to Brian McCann, who's been very good in his spot starts. Noah Hubbard, you can say the same about him, ready to put it in the cupboard tonight.
And then Dominic Rossi will be back in PM. Tyler Stevenson back in P12. Go back to row 7. It's Ryan Pelfrey in the 31 next to the 3 of Jeff Ryan. Back in P15, you'll find Reggie Kime in 9 next to the 19 of Caleb Hunt. Back in P17 in row 9, you'll find Zachary King in the 1 next to Luke Barnes. Back in P18,
we are not going green.
Did not take a time, by the way, JP. Is Michael Waits in P19, and then Douglas Wysocki is back in P20.
27 and 16 are dropping
21st goes
to
to
the
Dylan
tail.
Calkins. Chris Taylor starts down in 22nd this evening. Last row, Brad Collier and Harold Tucker III. So look down at the bottom of the running right here tonight. We do have a couple EOLs. Barnes and Wade, both among them. Barnes will have to go to the back, and Tucker III just had a bit of a stall to get himself fired off. Obviously, the weather going to be a major thing. The track is pretty cool for Darlington standards, but the stages are near equal tonight. We're talking distance of 45, 90, and then to the end at 147.
That'll be great for these drivers. You'll be able to figure out how this car feels and how it behaves equally amongst those stages, hopefully. So you'll figure it out by 16 p.m. virtual sim time. I pointed out because it's possible the sun will go down, and we'll see how the track behaves.
Is the 31 dropping to the back?
Boy, JP does EOL, especially the one for Barnes. You know, I'm a firm believer. Not all EOLs are equal. Going to the back at be super tough to get through.
All right, one to green right here, one to green.
Last thought here, JP, as we get one more pace lap here before we go down. That's right there, that 2 wide parade lap, that's the most comfortable anyone will be going 2 wide in the corners all night long.
Reminder, it can be loose on the first lap.
One more time at this 1.36 mile facility.
As always, thank you guys for being here tonight. Last night was a great race. Tonight's a new night, new cars, new track conditions. But still no excuse on why we can't replicate it. So best of luck.
The main thing about tonight, tire wear is going to be a huge thing.
Best of luck to you guys fighting for championship as well.
As you were alluding to, you have to avoid getting that Darlington strike.
Other than that, business as usual. Best of luck. Everybody have a great race.
Lots of things and strategy will play out tonight. I think it's going to be about getting in the corners, single file. Some drivers try to pull off the double diamond and get that way through the corners. But I think the key tonight, JP, is
turn 2 is where it's going to happen.
Sounds obvious, but it's not easy. Stay off the wall. If you can do that and you keep this car clean, you've got a great shot at coming home a victor in Darlington.
Green, green, green.
Happy with us tonight from Castle Glass Company Series here from Darlington. We're just about set to go for the PD 200. It's the start of the chase from the Mystic Racing League for N3 Series. Green flag is out. We're underway from Darlington.
Outside. All clear, all clear.
Look out on the back straightaway. Tommy Ryan held on to the bobble. Dropped down all the way to 5th position and started to be up more chaos. Stevenson amongst those near going around. He was able to hold on to it. Morgan Cook nearly got turned. He just avoided it.
Wow, lots happened in the first lap. That the key to victory is don't hit the wall. We saw a number of cars already tapping the wall through turns 1 and 2 and down the back straights. Here we go. They're going to try and single file it out through the corners here. We'll see if we can keep this thing moving. Boy, JP, there's loose cars all across this racetrack.
Yeah, we're seeing that again.
Sorry,
more
got my rear hot already.
Luke Barnes this time with heavy contact to the outside wall. They'll drop down the order. I think avoid some damage. Let's take a look at how close it's got to the 8th, though.
Now watch Morgan Cook. That's got to be about 45 degrees. Is he dirt racing at Darlington? That's what it looks like, JP. That right there was like almost the was it turn right to go left? Is that how they do dirt racing?
Somewhat, absolutely. In that case, they are driving like this is one of the revisionist versions of TV of Darlington. Morgan Cook was in a massive slide in that first place, and then got around all the chaos, buzzed the tires. But remember, your chase schemes here tonight are the yellow strips on your pylon. They also have yellow spoilers tonight.
Yeah, easy to spot right now. You see right now, the chase drivers are doing pretty well. There's 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7 of them in the top 15. So a lot of them looking to score big points here. JP Phillips and others would love to come ahead tonight of Tommy Ryan and close that 25-point gap a little bit.
I think so, and obviously, hold on, there goes the airline.
Get out off the track.
That's below the apron, and looks like that would keep us green.
And that car's done. You saw the infamous dark puff of smoke. That means that car has blown a motor and is done for the night. So we mark our first name off of the casualty list tonight. And he just got some help to the corner, JP.
See that slam to the inside wall, so the 3 has already put it on to the tow truck. Well, faster power in the series. Here it was the 54. Thomas Stevenson is having a bit of an interesting one. That's 2 different moments already.
Watch this, son. I think, the 3 is a little bit loose already, but the 54 probably could have lifted a little bit there, JP, but the 54 just kept moving on through. And again, since he's down below that racing surface, no caution. So that racing surface, if you're new to watching us, maybe you got family, friends, or what have you in the race, it's below in the corners, kind of just below where the white hashes should be on the front and the back straight. Of all the tracks we go to on a NASCAR circuit, JP, this has to have, I would think, I don't know, maybe Daytona, but this has to have the most kind of on-track space of any track we go to. You get another car sideways.
Yeah, that's Luke Barnes again. This track is not working for him at all.
No, he's having a hard time. This track's not working for a lot of people. Too wide through the corner. That's a tight fit. It's hard to explain to someone. It looks so simple, JP, but holding it too wide through the corners. You see what happened to Barnes. He got tapped almost out of the corner there.
Outside.
Oh, and a big hit. It is so hard to hold a line through a corner here, how these corners behave. Too wide is quite uncomfortable for some drivers.
Definitely can't be, and we're seeing just how tight it is. Here's Tommy Ryan getting passed off 2. That's usually a spot where you're side by side. If you're on the outside, that's exactly what happens. You get freight train.
Yeah, and that's going to be bad news for Tommy Ryan. Remember, came in tonight with that chase lead, wants to get up there and score those points, but lots of time here to let things happen. Sometimes Tommy Ryan, JP, you're okay with this because what happens, these drivers that are pushing hard right now, these drivers that are passing you, they might burn up their stuff. 20 laps from now, you might pass them on by and wave as you do it.
Right now, Calkins, one of those in the field tonight, right behind Michael Wade, one of those trying to come from the back. For reference, Wade's got it at 12th, and Barnes now battling for 13th after their EOLs to start tonight. They've been able to dodge all the incidents, though. That's the bright side. No damage for either one of those cars.
Yeah, man, coming from the EOL up to 13th is quite the accomplishment. Much respect for Barnes in doing that. Again, it's a tough track. It's not always known for its passing. And watch Barnes now to the bottom of that Domino's machine to try and get clear. And he does, and no contact behind. But we're good again. That was Luke Barnes right there.
Yeah, both Barnes near each other. Hubbard, mind you, up to 7th, by the way, as Adam Holstead had a bad run out of 4. Stevenson still got the fastest lap of the race, interesting enough so far, despite the wildness for the 54 here this evening. Right now, Stevenson trying to stop the bleeding, if you will, in terms of some of the incidents. It's still positive on the positions. I wouldn't say it's a negative for his tires, though.
There's a lot of tires that are feeling the negative right now. The 14 is kind of slow. He's down below that white line, and that feels good for a while, JP, as a driver, but it doesn't always gain any positions. And wow, that's why the 14 is slow. He clobbered that wall.
Yeah, and that is not good for Calkins, to say the least. May have shorted up that car a little bit as a result of contact. That being said, still early on in the stage, your leaders has more contact for the 14 to the wall. It's not looking great for him on that side of the racetrack. The leaders have already got it near a third, if not near half a track up. There's Calkins, hard slam to the door.
Well, when that happens in front of you, JP, you just have to kind of hold the gap. That car stays down there. He could have easily have slid up and probably T-boned that car while watching on board with it. But instead, we stay green. We're still working here. We're working lap 14, 1:47 here in Darlington.
Race is zipping its way on by, if you will, early on in the show. But you have to talk about the 44. If you've kept an eye on things recently, Derek, go up to third position. He's the highest of the non-chase drivers at the moment.
Sorry, 11.
Right now, Kinzer's been on a tear because he's appeared in some cup races. He's been a contender for wins in the past 2 weeks he's appeared in.
Yeah, he's been a contender for wins. He's really shown up. Got a beautiful looking Hot Wheels race car to go with it. And right now, I love the spot Kinder's in. Now, I'm sure he wishes he was in the chase, JP, but when you're not in the chase and come these 10 races or so, there's really nothing that you have to lose. There's no reason not to go for it. If you're Colin Kinzer, you're going to take all the risks, you're going to make all the wild choices, and you're going to hope something pays off. Because if it doesn't, there's nothing to lose here.
And you can say the same for even Brian McCann, because it feels like he's got speed in the case of McCann. We've seen it in multiple different leagues after over the years, but has not just gotten the finishes I think you can argue he's been able to contend for. You can see him watching Tommy Ryan make a pass now on second of the points coming into the chase, River Hayes. But that WFR machine been pretty stout on 3-speed.
I tell you what, you mentioned the point about he just hasn't always finished the way the car runs, and it sounds so weird because that's such a double-edged sword for a driver. In one hand, you should be thrilled. Hey, my car's running great. We're getting there. We're almost there. You know, we're running really great. But that's not how a driver typically thinks. If your car runs great all day and you finish, let's say, 15, that just mars your whole day. That brings you down. It muddies up your views in a race, and you go, oh, that sucked. I ran 15, and you somehow forget that you had a great run all day long.
You're in 14's not having a fun time, by the way. Already you're 2/3 behind the leader. Hit the wall again. That ghost machine is not driving well. It's already damaged the entire side of the car here. Meanwhile, other side of the racetrack, you can see some of the drivers using the bottom. A lot more people remember in recent years like to use that lower groove rather than just run the wall and take the power off the exit to help the tires.
Well, and of course, you mentioned running the lower grooves and not running the wall. You know, JP, there's this story that goes around in the NASCAR community that when the track was open, we didn't race up here. Remember, most of the stories, they raced kind of down below that white line in the corners. I've never seen proof of it in my life. You always hear the old timers talk about it.
Damn, not today, bro.
It's always something to think that maybe we weren't originally supposed to race up in these corners.
Yeah, like I said,
yeah, it's a long time coming when it comes to the way this track is worked again. Everyone talks about the meadow pond. Calkins to erect into the back straight away again. Brad Collier saying, be careful, and the 14 joins back on the racetrack.
All clear, all clear.
He's having a tough time, and that 14 car, and I've been there before, man, as a driver. When you're having a tough night, and you, especially at Darlington, when you can't keep this car off the wall, this will eat at you immensely. I've been there before as a driver. It sucks, and it feels like no matter what you do, you can't figure it out. He's just wiggling that car, he's smacking the wall, and in some ways, JP, you're hoping to figure it out. In other ways, you're kind of hoping this next hit against the wall is a mercy killing and just kind of ends the car. You don't want to quit the race. Oh my gosh. But if somehow that car hits the wall and it's broken for the night, maybe you're not quite that sad if you're having a tough night at Darlington.
See Rossi entryway, trying to keep it very steady. Pelfrey takes it easy, makes the move. Pelfrey usually strong on the short tracks we've seen in this series this season. And now slips on behind. Here's a look back to Hayes and Co. He's still been able to hold back the 99 so far. Hayes, he was stout in the regular season with 3 wins after all and 5 poles. Those stats were amongst the top 3 in the series.
Great run throughout the regular season. Here we go. Now it matters in this moment. So can River Hayes and others hold off Tommy Ryan? So far the answer is yes. River Hayes running P4, Tommy Ryan running P5 through the corner. And these guys, JP, are running the top of the wall, and they look comfortable.
Still there, hold your line. All clear,
I think so. You'll see the onboard. A lot of tires squealing in the middle of the turn, but had to wait all the way until mid-apex near off, in fact, to get back in the throttle.
Watch the hands moving through the corner, and you know, you and I always talk about when we do shows together, you can always tell what kind of night someone's having by the hand movements. Right there, the hands are kind of wiggling around. All things considered for JP, that's pretty clear. Hand movement.
Good job, man. You're quick. You got one inside. Stay high.
I think so, and McCann goes on the attack. McCann's been doing some work here to pick up some positions once again. Here's the look to the inside to get alongside the 81. McCann's up to 4th.
Oh, watch out.
Oh, that was close.
Clear low, clear low.
Oh, there's contact. Hayes with the cut underneath.
Not enough room.
McCann in the wall. They are fighting uber hard for 4th.
You're 4th.
That move that the red car, that 6 car made where you tried to slide the little line and slide up, that wasn't going to work. You can't hold the grip down there, JP, and make that pass like that without sliding back up the track. So luckily that all worked out. That could have been really terrible with how those cars were beating and banging through the corner, but keep them all pointed forward and keep this race moving green here. You mentioned that lap 45 number, by the way. We're more than halfway through this first stage. Watch it begin. The 6 just slides up. There's a small bump. There's a small bump here. All works out. So we're more than halfway through this stage, and I think there's some drivers who are using every ounce of these tires they can so far.
Doesn't look like he appreciated the slider, if you will. I think with the body language you can see with the car. Holston with all that. Munzel's joining the fight. Cook has stayed amongst this, what is top 10, separated by 5 seconds on the racetrack. There's the 48. Right now, Cook just behind, going with the blue look for the black diamond in Enterprises look. Bit of a sparkling look, I guess you could say, for the 8 tonight. A different theme.
Much different theme from Morgan Cook. I like kind of an aqua color.
Looking to take fuel or tires?
Water tire color.
To get close
nice turquoise green. We use that for Morgan Cook here, and nice makes a nice pass there. He's pulled up and completes the pass here at this track. We talked about one era of Darlington, JP, which was kind of the the old stories of racing below the line. And it's funny to think we've now completed a second era of Darlington. For a long time in NASCAR, Darlington was treated as the throwback track where we came in and we ran throwback paint. That era is also kind of passed. I think everyone's kind of realized we've in real life we've done what we can do. Throwbacks now are like 2000s, 2010s throwbacks. We've exhausted all the options. So really we've seen 2 different eras of Darlington kind of come and go since the track opened.
Yeah, the thing is, if the wide's good enough racing to where it's got the multiple takes in the first place in these years. Remember, it was trending towards the opposite direction for a long time, up around the end of the 2000s, the 2010s, and then, of course, it became the track during
green.
Year that was 2020, where a vast majority of the races just so happened to be at Darlington as a fill-in.
Yeah, I feel like on Wednesday nights you're racing in Darlington there for a while. You're right. this track back in the 2000s and 2010 went through a really rough patch. At one point, you know, it kind of lost its classic tradition, Southern 500 dates. Had a rough patch here. Luckily, it's come back to life, and this is one of those tracks, buddy, that when it comes around in the schedule, it sort of comes around and sticks around, doesn't it? Here's our first pit stop under green, by the way. This is Tommy Ryan, points leader, coming down pit road. But here we are, you know, the stars of the Mystic Racing League, the Caswell Grass Company Series, the race here tonight. You mentioned the full-length race coming up on Sunday. Then we're about, 2 weeks away from this being an iRacing special event, and full-length Southern 500 on the docket in a couple weeks.
Yeah, that's going to be an interesting time as we have a pit stop under green. Tyler Stevenson is in. We haven't touched upon one thing, fuel limit 65%, but this could get interesting if that's the case for what the fuel window is, because a couple people are starting to think about stops, it looks like. Luke Barnes is also coming in.
Question is, what do you do with your stop right now? Watch the pit stop times. Do you come in right now, JP, and you do a full stop, and do you take your tires right now under green, or do you take just gas only? The question may be, how much do stage points matter? Are you here for stage points, or are you here for a race win? That might dictate the pit stop. For Tyler Stevenson, that's a full pit stop. That's 12 plus seconds. But I think some people, JP, might come here to put just enough gas for the stage and try and win the stage.
Hayes is in, a bit of scattering down the back straightaway. Once again, involving Collier out of pit road. A lot of the leaders are taking the time to try something. JP Phillips wants us not to think about a move, though. Hubbard thinks about one, though. There goes the four.
Brandon, do I actually have to hold for a speeding penalty or just drive through?
Yeah, but as these pit stops happen, JP, something we don't talk about a lot, and I think it is, everyone has an opinion about the most difficult pit stop in NASCAR. For me, it's Darlington. That pit entry, buddy, you just turn left forever, but hold on. This stuff happening here on track. Lots of more pit stops happening, but that pit entry that happens on this track, you just turn left forever.
Outside. Still there.
You do, and it's so easy to make the mistake on entry because that yellow line and that orange commitment code is so critical. Make sure to avoid any penalties as well around here. There's the look at the leader. Phillips has had the dominant pace so far. He's not willing to come down yet. Here from stage end at 45. Less than 10 laps to go on the stage as Hutchinson hits the wall. He's dropped to 5th after being in 2nd a minute ago.
You're pulling away from the car behind.
Lots of space.
They just at 45, correct?
The track is difficult to pass at. Lots of ups and downs as far as comers and goers on this track. Yes, there's almost some contact there. We got it worked out with that Lowe's machine, but right now, Brian McCann's up 7 spots on the night. I mean, lots of people up and down this board, but lots of people now starting to feel the troubles of pit lane. Again, the guys heard about being a speed on pit road. Luke Barnes.
Yeah, you're right. So penalties coming on in for Barnes in particular, who was one of those that had come back down, I think, for an exit penalty. Collier still putting around the bottom of the track for now, but remember, Phillips, he's got until coming to 2 laps to go, essentially, to time up when he wants to pit. Leader will close pit road. He is the leader, but hey, he is only just now starting to see some fade away compared to Mechanic Company. On lap time pace, he's still one of the fastest cars on the track.
They signed me a 35-second
yes, by the way, I see a lot of cars on my timing tire JP that have not pit yet, and we're getting darn close to stage close. And the reason why I mention that is I believe this league is one of the ones that closed pit road a couple laps before end of stage, and if that's the case here, I'm showing at least 15 cars have not been down pit road yet.
Yeah, the vast majority of the field stayed out. It was Congress is officially done for the night.
I cleared your black, so we're going to take a look at it.
Barnes still serving the black flag, I think. Might still have to get that looked at here. He's 2 laps down. I don't even know if he's being scored at the moment. Oh, they cleared it.
Well, going through pit road wouldn't serve it, JP. That's interesting. Speeding and penalty.
48 is pitting. 48 is pitting.
Would be a stop and go. So
11 pit.
Well, just going through pit lane would not serve it.
Either way, Kinzer is in. So
good Lord, how am I supposed to pit?
Come in with no major issues. Collier is officially done. Holston will come in this time through on the way. Phillips is running out of time to come in for the service. I think this is kind of showing what he's got in the mileage. Holston nearly had a crash because he tried to pit for the middle lane.
He called it out. Said 48 pitting. Watch, he's not going to. Oh, maybe he is. I thought he was going to drift up too high in the middle of that corner, JP, and miss it. But down at pit road he goes. Only a couple more here. But JP Phillips has almost a 3.5, maybe a 4-second lead on this field.
You're good.
And he doesn't seem to be backing off, JP. So either he has plans to pit here,
pit this time,
or yeah, he's pitting now. Here we go. He's going to pit late.
Thank you for the heads up.
But he is pitting now.
Still has 4 seconds on the can. Who's coming in this time? So write that down on the notebook. We're talking 42. That is just shy of a stage for a pass to enjoy the field. And for those who may not be saving here, guess who is up in the lead now, right now on the track? It's Christian Barnes.
That's impressive to see, seeing as how at one point we thought Christian Barnes was going to be sideways and directing this track, but here he is up here running around, and himself, Ryan Pelfrey, a couple of the cars that have not pitted yet. Caleb Hunt's on that list, I do believe, but I mean, right now this is getting dangerous for Barnes. Pit road's going to close in a moment.
Go bottom. 2 laps remaining in the stage. Pit road is closed. Pit road is
going on involving these drivers. Pelfrey providing pressure.
Appreciate it.
Coming to 2 to go. Their bed's made. They gotta make it those extra couple laps here. Lot of tire squeal on the save.
Let's go. There came the Rob. Try it again, JP. There came the call from race control. Hits are closed until the caution's out for the stage. So Christian Barnes is now committed to the bits.
Barnes trying to hold on to pick up the first stage win of the chase in the quest for the championship. Final time around, here is stage number 1. Right now, Barnes has dirty air for Morgan Cook. Clean space outside of that for the most part. Looking like he'll go a little bit lower down the straightaway. Will there be a set from Pelfrey? Not an aggressive one, but it does see him roll into the wall nearly. Christian Barnes, pop in that clutch, stretches the field with Pelfrey to get 1 and 2 in the stage. Harold Tucker the third, and Reggie Kime also stretching the gas.
Put it out at the end of stage 1 to the end of stage 1. Unofficial top 10 for the first stage, 27, 31, 79, 1, 54, 9, 32, 99, 6, and 81.
Drivers is his stage here. Should be concluding any second now. There it is. Caution. He is out. And JP, this means Christian Barnes 1, Tommy Ryan 8. 7 spots difference, and that's a lot of points gained just in the start.
Of this first stretch.
JP Phillips in 7th right ahead.
0-4, we did review your pit road, and the reason your black flag did not clear is because you sped the second time as well, so you will owe us a green flag pass through when you go back.
That most of the drivers did take fuel only, but the 54 did take a set. Remember, only 4 sets the pit lane tonight at Darlington.
Can we go here? What are we doing?
Went for the full service and got himself to 5th with it.
Yeah, can I pass the car that's out of fuel?
By the way, I'm now being hearing as well. That penalty that was fixed for the speeding on pit road that was cleared, race control has deemed that to be a valid penalty. When we go back, that penalty will be reassessed to that car.
10-4, 7 still on the outside to collect his free pass.
That is pretty significant to say the very least. And race control will always try and make sure they do not have someone try and circulate the penalty just like that. Harold Tucker the third out on pit road. He's going to have to coast in the box. Luke Barnes is parked in a response to that revelation for the penalty. And the 79 did make it to a stall.
That's it, go.
I'll probably get penalized if I keep it. It's about, you'd say what, 46 laps under green, 48 including with the caution involved.
Line up single file.
Now some drivers may try and stretch this second stage.
Looks like our two-way rounds will be the 21 and the 11, 21 and the 11.
Copy the successful efforts of this Domino's machine.
All right, lap cars, please drop to the tail.
16, race on pit road. It's led,
3,
as you can see,
28,
by 16.
Disregard the 28.
But
16,
they all
3.
try to sort themselves out here. Christian Barnes
We're
had the
coming to the
biggest jump out of
time.
anybody with a full set of tires. Everybody taking tires. So a couple drivers use 2 sets.
All right, man, we're going green next time. Bye.
Using
all right,
just
man.
the fuel.
I need an EOL.
It's the
Getting in pit.
27 car.
And pitted early.
Or may have took 2 tires.
There we got you.
That's tough, JP. 2 sets of tires in the first 48. That's a tough sell. I don't know if you can sell me on that.
7 goes behind the 3.
That, I mean, whether
The
you take
21 and 11 wave rounds, you will go behind the 7.
On the side of the car. With how tough this track is, with how wild it eats tires, I don't know that you could talk me into that, honestly.
Yes, they all double up right now. Can definitely tell you.
Once again, until the
Many
field
of the drivers, I
16,
think,
3, 7, 11, 21.
A few of the others.
The 9 goes to the tail on the inside.
Definitely. Gonna have to think big picture now because
we were reviewing the
we're
twos, but we're looking at the back of the field.
Yeah, stage 3 is pretty short here tonight, Derek, where you still have to pit, but you want to make sure you at least.
I don't know what I did during the choose. I didn't realize it was
for the third stage at least for caution.
6 and 1,
stage 2
violation. 6 and 1 will go to the tail.
The stage 1, we're gonna.
Yeah, I didn't realize it was a
one more lap. So
I didn't go
for
low enough.
anyone who definitely made it in stage 1, you're gonna make it in stage 2. So lots up ahead here at Darlington. Speaking of lots up ahead, JP.
All right, man, we're going green next time. Bye.
Up ahead for the Mystic Racing League.
The 6, 1, and 9 will be at the tail on the inside.
Special event this weekend, the Crown Jewel, you called it.
9.
The full-length Darlington race, but up on Green Flag TV, lots of happening here as well.
Apologize for the extension of the lap. We are coming back to the green. Everybody else is good.
At the broadcast channel tonight, Nolan Rimple over at the New Hampshire Motor Speedway for the Speed Cup Series. On Sunday night, the Blazing Puddles Truck League is at Martinsville Speedway.
I mean, how much lower do I need to be?
Then also on Sunday, the Motor City Racing League brings their IMSA style racing to Detroit Belle Isle. Monday night, the High Tide Racing League begins their chase
16, you're
for
good.
the playoffs in the trucks at the New Hampshire Motor Speedway. The Silver Fox Racing League.
All right, great job, everybody.
Wraps up at Nashville Fairgrounds.
We're going back racing here to lap 90. 90
for the Premier Sim Racing Chicagoland.
Get ready.
Next gen cars. And you know what? We don't know where the beer league is next Wednesday, JP. We know it's in the Formula Rays. We'll find out later this week what car or what track Formula they'll be at. Boy, those Formula Rays scare me, JP, for the beer league. I don't care what track they're at. I'd be petrified to drive them.
Green, green,
Yeah,
green.
it's a very interesting schedule of races coming up. I'm really intrigued about Motor City Racing race on the Sunday night because that track's still tight. Eventually,
All clear. Come on in for the black flag or you'll be disqualified.
But right now, we're back underway.
Restart zone review.
Oh, and right now, a bit of tire spin. Harold Tucker the third to not get the best fire off there. Everyone else makes their way through 1 and 2.
Stay high. Clear low.
King, by the way, we'll see what happens to that, but being told pass under caution. And, and hold on, big wreck.
Stevenson
and where's the caution?
That's below the apron. That's not going to come.
Wow.
Right now, Pelfrey zipping his way to second as Hubbard didn't get a great run, but as you said, one's going to have to deal with something here, Derek, possibly. Most of the penalties have already been cleared, though, for the start.
Yeah, I was sitting pretty good, and I was a second or third with all the fast drivers behind me.
He got loose on his own.
I just didn't realize
down below the track.
We were choosing that lap.
No contact. Here we go, back to single file racing. A couple of cars side by side here. Oh, there's some contact. That didn't take long.
You're clear high.
A little bit more physicality yet again as down the racetrack. Not a...
Me and JP Phillips are the fastest car on a long run.
Here in this one, as I believe the one may have had that cleared. Rossi up the track.
Rossi just got past multiple times. I remember Rossi took tires on that pit stop before the caution, so he does have a disadvantage here, JP, and 7 laps may not sound like a lot, but at a track like this, that could be an eternity for laps on those tires. But he got up top, wasn't comfortable, and I think in some ways, JP, he kind of lifted and let those cars by. He'll try to live the fight under the day.
Got one outside.
Here's a look at Kinzer, by the way.
All clear, all clear.
Trying to get some clean air to the nose, stay a little bit lower. Kinzer doing this pretty solid start. The hot machine looking to keep the momentum hot in the car. As you can see, he is ready.
Well, welcome in, Derek.
As you can tell, that is going to be Crowder's belt for this series, remember. And that's the big storyline. If you count the amount of lines, that is a driver missing, Derek, is Ashton Crowder. He alluded to the potential possibility for when school started.
Yep, definitely alluded to it. We'll see how that plays out for Ashton Crowder. Success he's had, though. It's almost weird to think that he's still somehow a contender. Despite
I was about to save my tires. I'll be able to go around him in like 10 laps.
When he can. So we'll see how that plays out as this chase rolls on. Already a few laps into the stage. Lap 56 is currently up on the board here.
We got another stage.
1 to 90, so
90.
Wow, there's some cars already sideways. Just a few laps into the stage.
Outside.
All clear, all clear. The dig is on for a couple of drivers. Most amongst those, Robert Hayes is in battle. All these drivers just trying to make sure they do one thing: get track position. Those who start on the oldest tires, like Rossi and Wysocki, plummeting down the order. Right now, there is a gaggle of cars building up towards not just second, but also you see right there, Cook right now holding on for the 9th position, but Kate nearly to the bumper.
Almost the bumper of Morgan Cook, and this could be a passing opportunity right behind Cook, but not going to happen for King. Apparently had that black flag clear, because if he had a penalty for passing with caution, he'd be multiple laps down if he had to serve.
Got one outside.
That was a weird way. It's like your air almost took the end of the wall.
I don't think there was a penalty. Might have been for the shoes. So the one has already flown to the field lead by Ideal Machine, but hits it, getting a little bit loose. River Hayes holding on in front. Bit of 3 wide action. McCann trying to pass the ball.
I'm so glad McCann backed out of that, JP, because I can say right now, I said 3 wide is impossible at Darlington. I'm glad someone better that and backed out before going on.
Thanks, Zach.
Of course, Morgan Cook's had an interesting time when it comes to this season, let alone coming into the chase. He was race control for a few weeks, Derek, then decided to go back into the driver's seat.
Yeah, I had to talk with Morgan during his race control phase, and I was a little happily surprised that he went back into the driver's seat and wanted to get back here racing in this series here in the Caswell Glass Company Series.
All clear, all clear.
Piloting that number 8 car just inside the top 10 at P10 here. So a good one here for Morgan Cook. And just again, a very bright, colorful car. If the sun would go down and the lights would turn on, JP, that car would pop off the lights.
Yes, indeed. Look at how this is getting tight. Holston into the wall.
Well, it's popped Holston into the wall right there.
The leader just did a 30 points.
That was a little bit tight, and Cook has apologized, I believe, on the radio. I don't know if Holston got that bad of damage. Yes, he got cut fender. I should correct myself. So the 48 does have a bit of damage now to deal with.
Yeah, and that'll affect that car. Maybe more so will affect Holston mentally than it will affect that car physically. We'll wait and see. Holston, of course, one of the drivers being involved in the Mystic Racing League Triple Crown. That's the late model races they're doing. There's already been 2 of them. We got one more left in the month of October over at Martinsville. So Holston raced over the weekend here on Green Flag TV as well.
Though, as you see it,
got one outside.
Try and make their way to the corner.
Stay low.
Big thing in all this is, the battle's popping up across the track. They are reaching lap traffic. Jeff White, for whatever reason, Sorry, mixed in with the leaders, just got passed by those in the pack in front. McCann, look at that run, got to the inside of King.
Kind of moved around a little bit too, didn't he? Just kind of got up in there and just kind of made his presence known, and just kind of, he moved King just a little bit high on the track, I thought.
Yeah, remember, King won 2 of the Florida-based races this season here, Derek. But, remember, he is the last driver, time for last driver in seating coming in K-Nets.
Yeah, technically he's 1 spot ahead because of Gavin Henson serving that penalty during the regular season. So technically, say King is 11th, you're right, points by they're identical as far as that is concerned. And this is a tough battle right here between the 6 and the 1. And the truth is, the both drivers want it to end because you're not going to gain any speed. You're not going to gain any time from side by side here at Darlington. So you've got to figure this out pretty quickly. You know, they almost figured it out by making contact, and now the 6 will back out.
Back in line, and again, having to think, how am I going to do this? How am I going to make the pass? What am I going to do? Yet again, a reset. By the way, the race leader hasn't pulled away here compared to stage 1 when Phillips was up front. They're right, 30.8, 6/10 fall so far. In the course of 18 or so laps with the Good Eagles. Not a runaway. And mind you, Phillips isn't flying away through the pack yet to catch up to him.
Yeah, maybe not quite the domination we saw the first time with the leaders, but Christian Barr is still doing a great job here. He's got Pelfrey right behind him, but then the gap starts to open up. JP Colin Kinzer back in 3rd, almost a 2nd back. Noah Hubbard, in fact, he is more than a 2nd back. So right now, Christian Barnes, remember, he's got to be happy about this, JP. He knows he can make it all the way on gas. He did already.
Darlington did a 31.17.
Oh, Phillips looks to do the thing. Will the thing work?
Whoa, boy.
Here we got into the side of the 4 actually when trying to do the thing.
I thought the 4 was going to do the thing and hit the wall, so I thought was going to happen, but everyone kept it clean and away we'll move. And, you know, JP, I don't know if I ever told you the story, and I know it's about you, but we talked about eras at Darlington. You know, my era of iRacing commentary started here at Darlington. It started with you, actually. I don't remember this. We were teammates a long time ago. In fact, here, I'll date this story. We were in TeamSpeak together. That's how long ago this was. And we just started kind of calling a race together for the fun of. I think you already were doing it much more by then. I kind of figured out I could do it.
Yeah, one
and the crowd grew that night. Listening to us call a race that no one else could see. At the time, screen sharing wasn't a thing. In fact, I don't think it is still a thing. TeamSpeak is still a thing. But the audio that night, just people coming in and listening and the compliments of what we did. And that's when I realized, hey, we look what a gun. That was our first race together. Does anyone still use TeamSpeak?
I think it still exists. It's still an option. Pelfrey just knocked the wall down, by the way.
I mean, Trello still exists. No one uses that either.
I didn't say no one used it, but I mean, it is something people have used. Chris Taylor just entered pit road. He was a lap down. Phillips still not able to do the thing. As Noah Hubbard continues to hold on to the Apex colored machine tonight.
Oops.
What other old voice systems are out there? Mumble, Ventrilo, like Skype, NetMeeting, ICQ.
I didn't even know half of that stuff.
Wow.
I am Messenger.
Yeah, AIM. Instant Messenger. Yahoo Messenger. That was the days. Back in the NASCAR.
I've completely killed my tire.
Days, of course, and the same team that made that helped build iRacing into what it is today.
Still there?
Boy, there's a lot of memories to go back through the years. Lots and lots of different programs, tools, accessories, and
Stay low. There's a car on the
to help us in the process.
Stay low.
Why do we fill the noise for a quick moment as we are
that didn't work.
midway portions of stage 2?
I was sucking that run there. The first run we had, I went from like 7th to 2nd. This one, I'm fighting all those cars. Your tires wear out quick. So I got to figure out some kind of pit strategy. So what is it, 90?
All right, we're halfway to the finish.
I just didn't have any grip doing that move I tried to do on him there into 1.
You're halfway.
Got one outside. Still there. Stay low. Stay low, there's a car on the high side. You're clear high, clear high.
Car along still with less than 50 to go on the stage. Tommy Ryan, your points later down in 6th.
So how can I pass a bunch of cars?
This happened a second later.
That's not the first time that 6 car.
Track position is so important. I guess am I gonna have to short pit it?
That wasn't gonna work.
Stay out.
Down there in the corners and let that car drift up. It just the transition, the banking, the speed you're doing it, the angle of the corner.
Because they can make it on fuel, so they're not gonna pit.
In marketing school, they all tell you why that doesn't work.
Unfortunately, I don't remember anything about geometry. It's been so long.
I think I'll have to do that.
That's okay.
I just go with line makes sense.
Or line doesn't make sense, and geometry's important.
Pit on lap 87.
In all seriousness, though, pace so far been pretty solid. Fall off upwards of 1.6 to 1.9 seconds. Hinson is one of those that has plummeted long. So he's down to 8th now.
Tough time for Gavin Henson. Remember, he's the last car currently in the chase, tied technically for 11th with Zachary King. Here's Tommy Ryan. Your points leader came into tonight. He was 25 points to the good. You're ready to give up some of that tonight when the first stage ended when he finished 8th with other chase drivers up ahead of him. Now he's in 6th, JP. And again, this is that driver mentality that we talk about. If you're Tommy Ryan, common logic says, hey, you're P6. You should be thrilled with P6. But when you're Tommy Ryan and you're trying to defend that points lead, you are probably not happy at all with P6.
Outside.
Indeed, and
all clear, all clear.
So for 7th, keeping it pretty heavy.
Outside.
As much as they can be inside at least. Hinson
clear high,
trying to get the 7 front row line machine. Clears, parks it. Takes the pass for P number 7. But obviously we've seen drivers having to pit around 42 laps into the run before. It's a bit of a bobble right there.
Outside.
Obviously though, some of these others not racing like they expect that yet. You see Hubbard in the wall, now near contact with a 99.
Still there.
Boy, oh boy, hold on.
Damn, he pushed me below the white that time.
Yeah, all out the racetrack for Hubbard trying to get back alongside the 32.
Tommy Ryan's just kind of backing off. See JP. Tommy Ryan could be more aggressive. I think his moves just make it. He wants to kind of back it up and just live to fight yet another day. And we talked at the opening show, JP. This is a really tough race for the first week of the chase for a lot of reasons. One, this is a tough track to drive. 2, this is a track where a lot of drivers are likely to kind of use their mulligan. And in the chase, we talk a lot about there being 10 races. You probably get
calls it.
one race out of 10. You can have a bad night and still
that screws my strategy up.
But you don't want to start with a bad night. You have to race really hard here at Darlington. You don't want to find yourself kind of just, you know, behind a proverbial 8-ball. Oh, one race in and no, Tommy right sideways. But no hover and caution's out.
See if I can do a little bit better on this next run. That was terrible.
Collected with one of the non-chase drivers.
Lots of damage.
Hubbard gets himself fired up with some damage. Back to yellow. That comes with less than 10 to go on the stage. Let's see this again.
Here. I mean, Ryan just comes up. I mean, they both came up. Ryan just came up more.
Hubbard bounced off the wall, and the 99 racing super hard for a couple of laps there. The 4 got to the outside wall. The 99 was going to get into the 4 regardless. They both just met to the outside wall.
What else
they
you can really say to that.
Tangled
right
there.
Now, we'll see this again.
No winner in that deal. So racing incident, no yellow.
Getting themselves underway, as you see.
Get a black clear for passing on yellow. Who's our free pass?
5.
Pull up the stage.
Me, I'm going now.
2, 1. Right here.
Mr. Barnes, is that 2?
It's gonna get interesting.
That's what I'm thinking. Yeah, we're going to go green again before the stage ends. This should not be your stage caution.
All right, lap cars.
So what? And that's why it's going to be interesting. Because right
3.
now, if you're Tommy Ryan and you pit here, you could put yourself outside the top 10. Now I get maybe you have to
you line up behind the 3,
damage to the car,
16 behind the 3.
Want to figure out how your car is. But if you're Christian Barnes, if you're JP Phillips, if you're Gavin Henson,
how bad are my tires?
You're seeing like money signs in your eyes right now. You've got to know this could be a big payoff.
Not as bad as I thought they were going to be. 70 and 81.
And Ryan's sitting here forever. He's taking.
But we got the stage.
4 on your 3.
Start at the tail
3 if you get out here in time to 16,
90.
still go behind you.
Take tires there. And I'll have 2 sets left. We'll have to pit under green during the next run, and then I gotta set in case there's a caution near the end.
All right, man, we're going green next time by. All right, man.
We're talking about 9th on back on fresh tires. Actually, 8th, 10th on back for 4 tires.
Oh, I should have went to the outside.
Saki came in the second wave, and McCann went for 2 tires. So this could get interesting. Henson's got heavy damage at some point too in the battles. Right for the caution.
Watch this again. Watch this.
Did you come down there Tommy Ryan got
below white line? Came up and was top in front of the 4. I mean, he's grabbed the wall for a while, JP. So just
everybody behind me's got new tires.
Could lead to aero damage here. No engine damage, I wouldn't think. But the real damage may be starting in the back.
That was really close again.
By the way,
we'll have to do a little bit better.
And yeah, I don't know.
Sorry, next time on the pit road.
By the way,
the tire spin
was indeed from the checkup.
The tire spin is
good. We're going back to the green. It'll be 5 laps remaining in the stage. 5 to go.
Stayed out,
you guys have done a great job tonight. Rear end 5 smooth laps and go back racing for the final stage.
Whoever's on old tires is going to have a fun time here.
Don't forget about tire spin.
Yep. A very big topic at Darlington could in the state.
Yeah, I just tested it. It's horrible.
But with Gavin Henson, I like this car, JP. This car has to last about 3 or 4 laps before the stage ends and you can come pit. Why not try and earn these points?
All clear, all clear. Got one outside.
Gonna have to
hey, what's this 9 doing?
For 5 laps.
15, 8, 6. Got one outside.
Restarts.
All clear, all clear.
Tires good for the 8.
Got one inside.
Holston bobbles as well. They'll make the way into 1 and 2. And the battle is on to start for second. The fresh tires, though, already have to work around Bridgie. Climb to let him forward start. They all rumble through the corner.
Should have all new tires behind me here.
Single file battle 2 in the first 7 or 8 cars. Got a car wide, low on the bottom. And you see that yellow car all in the back. That's Tommy Ryan, who's getting up a lot.
What a save.
Currently not going to get stage points.
Already, Pelfrey seeing the battle. He's about to get turned.
Outside.
Hayes was on his quarter panel. Hayes holds on. Now Wolf. Now here we go. Step up time. Holston slams up and saves it. We're still racing.
Still there.
We have 3 to go.
I ain't got nothing for this new tire.
The one to lead his teammate.
Inside, too wide there.
He does.
All
When
clear,
he
all clear.
while he may want the pass, JP, the question is he have enough about him to not hide it for a second through the corner? I thought they got that work.
Hopefully I'll have something here in a few laps.
The pass without hurting his teammate, that's the question.
got one inside. All clear, all clear.
Wow. Be the straw run for stage 3. Look at the straw run for the lead.
2 laps remaining, stage 2.
Pelfrey is just eating the gap and then some. Already there for second. And towards his bumper.
Wow, the really both drifted up in the corner, and Pelfrey was closing. I got concerned about contact for a second, but that's not the case. Pelfrey will wait his turn. There we go. 2 to go.
All clear, all clear.
2 to go, and Pelfrey forcing the on Barnes, but does he go after it here? Take away a stage win from the 27.
Still there.
Pelfrey on the inside. Look at River Hayes, he's up there also. He's side by side for third as Pelfrey takes the lead. One to go on the stage. Here comes Hayes.
Taking the lead.
Oh, contact. The car went to the inside. We're good. 1 to go here in the stage, and Pelfrey just made a name for himself by powering through that lead around Christian Barnes.
Powers his way through, and now
Still there.
Hayes looking to try and make a move. They've got a gap. Kinzer has been able to battle his way to the top 3.
This is the end of stage 2, end of stage 2.
Pelfrey on entry. He's got to run on exit though.
Stage unofficially. 31, 81, 44, 27, 1, 39, 99, 32, 8, and 6.
It goes to Pelfrey over Hayes, Kinzer, Barnes, King, Ryan, Hinson was in front of him. Right though.
All right, this next run is where I'm going to have to save my tires, not be stupid and try to pass people the whole time.
I am stunned by Tommy Ryan. I know he got down there and got new tires in that car, but because of some of the cars are getting sideways and wrecking and every which way but loose through those last few laps, he went from being 4 spots out of chase points, JP, to being well ahead. He was up to P7. He will get stage points.
10-4, the 11 will be coming around the outside to collect this free pass. Leave a lane to your outside for the 11.
Leader, let me know when we hit 2. Watch some of the stuff he saw in the opening laps here, JP. Here's you see a couple cars that were puffing smoke. They're getting loose to the corner. But watch through 3 and 4 here.
Yep. Right there.
Yep.
See the checkup.
Look at how much speed he's going to gain, like Superman. With his cape on, he's flying through, almost 3 wide, under Zach King, under McCann, and we'll work on these passes before the stage is over.
Copy, copy.
And this sees the entire field go down, except for Zachary King. So some of these drivers said, I'm burning the tire set here if this goes green the way it's going.
Yeah, I mean, why not? Because, I mean, we've only had 1 caution for cause, quote unquote, in this race. We had 2 stage breaks,
will be
and the
3,
1
there is no wave around.
Tommy Ryan. So
it'll be the 3, then the 11. 3, then the 11.
Tires here. This may be your last set of pit stops. As we know, well, I don't know, we're 55 to go. It'd be close here. You may come down for gas only, but
everybody will be
tires on
for the choose.
Race off pit road. Tucker the third is one of those who comes off ahead.
With like a 2-second drop off. I got 2 tires remaining, so.
Fuel only. So some people who took the set saying, I'm not going to burn the extra set. In fact, I'm going to make sure I get the tire set in the bank.
We'll see if it works out.
I'm not taking tires now as you're banking on the fact you have time to take it later, JP. But what if this stays green? Do you really want to put tires on?
All right, man, we're going green next time by.
Here's the race off the pit road, by the way.
On the outside road now.
So the 81 just barely edging himself ahead.
Car
gets that spot off of pit road. But again, JP, I don't know if this stays green like we've been most of the night. We're running. You said the pace was great tonight, and you were right. Not just on lap.
If they wadded up front, me on the outside line here, it's gonna suck.
Stage. We're only what, less than an hour into this race. If this stays green, would you want to put tires on?
If it stays green, I think you kind of have to. I almost feel like.
Those of you catching, you'll go in front of the 11.
54 to go. You can make an argument if you took tires right here.
Still go in front of the 11.
You can make an argument. You have to come down for gas. You could maybe not splash and go. That might be exaggerating. But you get yourself a small splash of gas. You don't have time to wait for 4 tires.
Get ready.
I see what you're saying now.
All right, gang, been a great race so far.
We've
got a long way to go. Going to lap 147.
How many people are going to be willing to do it?
All right, man.
I mean, you'd be begging for tires at the end, for sure. But yeah, you don't have time to wait for 4 tires. Maybe 2 tires, but not 4.
So this could get interesting with the front row and old tires, by the way. It's Keenan Hubbard with shoes on the front row.
You got one inside.
Pelfrey, fuel onlys along the top row, Wade and Rob. Hinson's the first on a brand new set. 54 to go, 1 stopping at the end. Oh, they were all over the place on the gas pedal.
That
I
helps.
think they were both stabbing the gas to the green flag in the restart zone, but they somehow held on.
King did a little bit better about controlling the
turn 3.
Really kind of wiggling that car around. They'll pull up ahead here, and Hubbard's just up on the back bumper. Is Zachary King? There's a car sideways. That's the
13th to 5th and half a lap.
Sorry, Henson. And big wreck.
Oh
my gosh, Zach King.
Leaders crash caution is out. And that got wild for the race lead.
Wow, that quick. 2 separate wrecks in 1 lap. Just changed the complexion of this race.
No worries.
First cars to the 4. The 4 going to the outside of the 1 there, exiting turn 4. But they met at an awkward spot.
They were getting side race lead. I feel like the contact was to the right. They both the lead cars meet both right from this.
Unbelievable, dude.
Watch this.
What would you do differently there?
I don't know. I mean, I right now,
I missed the replay.
going to be on
Oh, here it is.
10-4, thank you.
But watch it again. I don't know what you do different. I mean, if you're Zachary King, you're trying to hold on.
The 3 is coming around to the outside, leave the lane.
Try to hold the bottom better.
Oh,
I mean,
hook
the
him
Ford just gets
from
into
the
him
outside.
and snaps him around.
Car 3.
There's nothing Zachary King could have done better.
Leader, let me know where it's at. That was 2.
And Christian Barnes with that has elected to come down the top. Does this open up the door for the top-off strap? Remember, they stretch as long as 48 after pacing. There is a outside shot that someone like Barnes can make the distance on gas here.
This would be a long, slow drive for Christian Barnes. If he pulls this off, he'll be the 2000s Ryan Newman.
All right, tail the field will be the 1, the 3, well, probably the 3, then the 1, then
remember
the 4.
Remember this races back in the mid-2000s, Ryan Newman won everything.
We have the mileage. Everybody can choose except the 4.
No, I'm not that old. Okay.
Brandon, I got
I am that old. That's okay. No.
10-4, the 11 and the 4 will not be eligible.
I was about to say, I know Ryan Newman, at least when it comes to mind, is someone that will fight you aggressively for position. Unless you're a stalwart veteran around his age, then he'll let you go.
Yeah.
Choosing now.
All right, well, this looks a little different now, JP. New cars up front. River Hayes up front as a chase driver. And you got 2 cars who are not Ryan Pelfrey and Michael Wade. And then you got JP Phillips back there in P4. So what looked to be maybe a great moment for Zach King just literally and figuratively went up in smoke with that wreck.
Injuries going on, by the way.
This is good.
And right now, here are the drivers to keep an eye on with the top-off strategies. Reggie Kime, Douglas Wysocki, Barnes topped off again because he'd have to go the longest distance he's gone all day, 49, or anybody. That's time to get to the box. Gavin Hinson also came in, but only came in for 1 top-off. 2 or 3. So there goes the 27.
All right, come to the green with 49 to go.
Off and away as River Hayes versus Ryan Pelfrey's now your front row. First on the freshest set of tires is JP Phillips.
Well, we saw tire spin the first time. Now I wonder how nervous are the drivers are this time. By the way, we're going to go 49 to go. So Christian Barnes is hoping this stays green.
Go there.
Find out pretty soon what's going to happen here.
Clear low. Keep it up. Keep it up. Keep taking.
Green off and away with a little bit of tire spin to the outside from Wayne. Thurles making a great fire off. Everyone else making their way through as JP Phillips already looking to take
2 by 2 through the corner here, trying to get a hard race. That green car hit the wall on the outside. That's Ryan Pelfrey. We're going to stay still 2 by 2. We're almost now 2 wide, 3 deep.
With the slow roll, makes the move.
It says I hit him. I don't think I hit him.
Also making the roll on through. This time Pelfrey lets him have it. That sets up a bit of
I think he's wrecking.
There goes the 16.
Wrecking before that contact. Because he was all fishtailing.
Wow, what a great save by Michael Wade. Frustrating.
Oh, wow, they saved that?
Back of the field, but he has a car left to drive here at Darlington. Watch the replay.
29.768.
And that's not 210 degrees of wheeling on this case.
And that's very true. That was a lot of wheeling put in his case.
Yeah, thanks for the forward.
Right now, you can see how things are rolling up the front. Race lead is on. Phillips wants it back and nearly gets in the hazes. Walsey had a moment in the back. Leader Steve Phillips. Only a couple lap difference. This is not a surprise for Darlington.
No, not a surprise at all. We'll see a pass made here in 1 and 2. That car on the bottom should have an easy time getting through there, JP. I would have thought, but no, he's not. He's going to get a little bit of door contact, and Ripper Hayes. By the way, here's what happened to Rossi a second ago with Zach. Zach's still in the race. Zach King's still in the race.
Yeah, and remember, one fast repair available.
That's why.
Indeed, it's getting interesting with all the battling and shuffling and scuffling. 45 to go. I think right now the tough part is I think we both know Phillips has the speed right now. He showcased it when he got clean or he ran away. But the tough part is going to be actually making this pass with him. A little bit closer. He parked it on the inside this time.
Well, I think that what makes the pass harder, JP, is in a way, if you're, oh boy, there's a bump there down the back, or down the front straight, pardon me. The part that's harder for me is if you're thinking about the fact that everyone should have fuel mileage in your mind right now, because Christian Barnes showed you he can do it, you're almost happier.
Go ahead, Jim.
If you're JP Phillips sitting back in second, that little bit of draft will mean something over the next 44 laps. Why lead? You don't have to.
Up now should get it to the finish.
I guess you could say that indeed. Save a little bit of gas. Tucker the third. Wants those shuffling back again. It was part of 3 wide for a moment here. Caleb Hunt, meanwhile. He's got the Kyle Busch scheme on the car tonight for the 19 with the pink M&Ms. Of course, it was Kyle Busch Day just a couple of days ago. August the 18th. Race lead is on, though. Here comes the for Phillips. Will Hayes give it up this time? Did it last time. We'll keep it up this time on the outside with the gas.
And look. Tommy Ryan up to P3 and waiting to bide his time and make the pass. The car at one point, it might be out of the race. When he hit that wall, is now up here in P3, contending.
Back again. Bumper to bumper as they make their way down the front straight away. Remember, Pelfrey still in the conversation. You just roll the mix. Drivers like Ryan McCann. Cook's also in the mix. This has been a pretty intense battle, I guess you could say. Colin Kinzer is the caboose of a 7-car breakaway up front.
Yeah, and this caboose will be interesting because unlike tracks like Daytona or Talladega, where you can stick together lap after lap after lap and pull away, the corners and everything here at Darlington do not allow for that. So someone is going to somehow break this train apart.
Watch him up high, Reg. Go back down low.
All right, man.
Put it out on the back. On the back. Go on the back.
Single file. Get
How many laps is that?
Right now, they all rumble their way through for a set to the inside and contact for the lead. Hey,
Was that a good 10 green laps?
JP Phillips.
Tommy Ryan.
Look at Tommy Ryan on the outside.
Hold on, Zach King is involved in a wreck again in the back.
We're gonna have to come in for fuel, so I guess I'll just take tires here.
Side wall. This gets us the end on fuel from here. But as you said, King was also involved.
I mean, I can't.
We're under yellow.
Do I
That throws
bank on another caution? Oh wait, I got 2 sets of tires. I'm taking
Yeah.
tires. I forgot I had
About
2.
fuel strategy. In fact, I think I just heard Christian Barnes say, well, there went that.
Thought I had 1.
Out the window. Watch this here. Zach King up top. Henson on the bottom. King got a little loose. Henson came up. Contact is made. And caution is out when it goes down. And the 16 is T-bones him.
Again. Yellow here for the field and no surprise.
Lucky dog allowed to
They're going to look for top off, more top offs here.
Repeat that. The lucky dog allowed to pit.
And here, now the question is your time. I mean, we've had a pretty quick run. And if this is your last stop gas, do you put your last set on? Let's find out what happens here.
All right, caution will be charged to the 39. 39 came up across the one's nose.
Here we go.
Track 1 on 39.
And this is very likely going to be for a lot of these drivers the second last, if not already the last set of tires, depending on the led strategies. So this is going to be a critical caution for a lot of the field. Looks like Tommy Ryan's not going on the jacks. He took fuel only. No, in the pit road.
We have 1 wave around, which will be the 1.
I mean, there's a lot of thoughts in play, JP. A lot of strategies. Some more cautions to come.
Lap 3 did not take 4 tires.
So many things, and this is where
the 3 will go behind the 16.
We have
the 1 will go behind
I
the
got
3.
speeding.
To help you talk about it, it gets easier. But there's a lot
Alright, so this one is choose.
made during that pit.
3 cars in front of me.
Too high on the exit.
So
Choosing this time.
Fuel only calls out the front of the field. River
All right, man, we're going green next time. All right, man, right up on the outside road.
Stay up Reggie Kime yet again. Took a strategy and said, I don't want the strategy.
Did I choose correctly?
Side. He wants the EOL. He just.
Oh no! I thought there was 2 cars on the outside line.
Choose this time by.
Boy, did I screw up.
All scatter their way down the straightaway.
Whoever picks that outside is
golden.
Big old moment.
Pelfrey amongst those who. Dropping towards the rear here with some damage, but Henson got the EOL for the cause of caution.
That
Tommy Ryan though.
wave around car messed me up.
He's got the opportunity to go side by side with Hayes. 12 laps led for Hayes, 3 for Ryan.
Whoops.
Whew, lots to start thinking about for a race that was kind of calm and cool and collected and kind of tame.
All right, ready. Going back
through lap 90. This race is probably going to prove to be anything but the next
36 to go.
All right, man. 8 cars in.
It's still trying to make it around the track. He is grab walking down pit road and just actually crashed on pit road because he was grab walking and hit the wall. But the leaders have 36 to go. Up in the front. They're ready to fight. 8200.
Stay low. All clear, all clear.
This car already off the restart zone. Handled well by the pack. Tommy Ryan.
Clear up. Got 1 inside. Stay high.
The widers turn 1 and 2, but as we not talked about tonight, these turns are not identical, JP. Turns 1 and 2 is a little wider, a little easier to get through. Going to open up that wheel a little bit. Come down the back straight, get into turns 3 and 4. Of course, that infamous pond, that lake is involved. That's determined why this turn right here is shorter and narrower, and that's what causes 3 and 4 to be a more difficult corner.
Backstretch.
Right now,
Sorry,
the field working its way through. Let's see just how much they're taking on the outside here. Right now, Ryan trying to make sure to maintain the gap over the front. Pelfrey with damage still really on the third. Hearing there's a crash involving Barnes. He is slow with some damage.
Christian Barnes has really gone from the penthouse to the outhouse in this race, hasn't he?
Yes, indeed he has, especially when it comes to fuel mileage. I think you could argue. It was loose off to contact the bumper. Let's see what happened here.
Still there? Hold your line.
On his own,
Clear low,
and
clear low.
joined
All right,
on in
get back
by
in third.
Wysocki.
That's what happened right there at the top of your screen. That's how that car got loose and sideways and every other thing. But up front, by the way, as you watch it again, he just got a wild punt right there. It's about to be football season, JP, and that kick was good.
See this again. This is going to be some contact, in fact, between the 8 and the 19. These drivers going door to door in live action. Cook clears off line for 7. Holston looking to join in for 8.
Lots of great racing happening side by side. Lots on the line. Meanwhile, up front, it's River Hayes. He's leading this race, JP, and is trying to pull away here. He would love to pull what others have done early in this run. He would love to get away from the field, but that just doesn't feel possible right now.
Send up the inside for the 8 now to get around Kinzer in the 6th. Tough thing is, 2 seconds is a hard hill to climb and pick up over the course of the race. Hunt is going the wrong way on his strategy at the moment, 19, it feels like, where he's had a quiet night. Now on the back bumper, the 44, getting him loose.
I believe it on 30.
44 numbers on old tires, by the way. So remember, there are different tire strategies being played out here at JP. All cars are not quote-unquote equal as of this point, because we have people who are on new tires, old tires, and every other thing to think of in this moment as we're running on laps 2. You know, I was doing some research this week about this track and preparation for this JP. You know, this track, of course, opened in 1950 with the Darlington native Harold Brassington. But he wasn't sure where he wanted to put this track, JP. This track almost ended up in either at one point before he finally said, hey, I'll just... It's one of those things that's weird to think that this track could have ended up anywhere other than Darlington.
This has been a good night overall for the pack. One of the cleaner races, I think you'll see it on the track like Darlington this season. Some races had attrition this year, but this one, once again, some good action tonight in Mr. Racing League. So that being said, race lead, McCann looking for an upset. Tommy Ryan has slid down to 5th.
And hey, you know what, for Tommy Ryan, P5 again may not be what we want with some chase drivers out of the way due to some wrecks and some damage. P5 probably needs more than they did to him, let's say 40 or 50 laps ago. Our producer Justin Ollis would be excited if this happened. This other site for this track, JP, was considered to be somewhere in Tennessee. But again, they chose South Carolina, of course, a great state. You know, it has one of my favorite colors for mascots in South Carolina. You know who it is, JP? Who? Cocky the Gamecock. University of South Carolina Gamecocks has Cocky as their mascot, so we'll see that go around.
So that being said, right now, we're coming up to 26 laps to go. As they all rumble their way through, 17 is where, 17 cars should say, on the lead lap here in this one. McCann's going to be an interesting part of this because we've seen non-chase drivers win the races here in the MRL before, obviously. But McCann, you remember, 5 starts, he's had 1 pole, a couple top 5s, but hasn't broken through for a win yet, despite having opportunities to do so multiple times. He's had 41 incidents in those 5 starts, after all.
A lot of instances to having 5 stars. You're averaging, I guess I say that, but if you do the math, that's about 8 per race. That's not too far from the iRacing average in the official side in the Oval Series nowadays. 8 per race, especially for longer races, is about normal. But when it comes to the 6-car winning, the question is either he can or he McCanns. We'll find out.
Let's see if the rumble is there.
JP Phillips is fast.
25 to go.
All kidding aside, I've been having fun, but it's really getting close to go time here for these drivers, JP.
Come on, right here,
Hayes still leading. Other chase driver, JP Phillips, by the way, the fastest lap of the night at a 29.768. I want to point that out. A 29.768 was the fastest lap, JP. Last time by your leader, a 30.7. Over 1 second of fall off from the fastest lap of the night.
Maybe.
Wright's car is not looking comfortable with the way this is looking at the 99. This is going to potentially see that 99 lose almost his entire gap of the way things have gone tonight here with the stages for that points lead.
Yeah, so lots happened for Tommy Ryan. Remember, he lost a lot of points, you could say, at the end of both stages compared to some drivers.
No.
He's going to try and drive his way around here with 23 to go. The question I have, JP, is I wonder who has a tire set left. Did anyone plan for this? Did anyone plan for that last second yellow that could come in this race? How much power could someone have if they have a new set of tires? Let's say they have even 10 to go, with 7 to go. We've seen the proof in the pudding, JP. Someone with new tires could easily still dominate this race on new tires with 7 to go.
Yeah, that's the interesting part of the conversation coming up here is finding out if we're going to see the opportunity for some of these drivers to actually get that, because that's not a guarantee. We got a caution at the start of the run, and this has been a race that's trended to have those 35-ish lap runs before anyone's made a mistake tonight. Here's Tucker the third closing up on the 99, but that being said, it's obviously not a guarantee. Black flag 16. I think Michael Wade. Yeah, Wade going to come down pit road. Remember, 17 points before you get a black flag. He's had to come down pit road.
And I'll tell you, JP, that's not incident points. What that means is everything you do in IRC, any kind of contact you make possibly has an incident point tied to it. So, for example, hitting a wall, a light tap, maybe a scrub, that's a 0x. If you hit it pretty hard, that's a 2x against the wall. Hitting another car, that's a 4x. And you're at Darlington when racing is tight. All those are good possibilities. JP, I know drivers who have incident pointed out of races. Just, I might have been one of those drivers.
We believe it just did a 31.065.
Yes, you have. As, they're hitting four walls again.
They certainly are.
Don't forget, Jeff Ryan is a chase driver. I don't think people thought about that too much. He's outrunning Tommy now. Remember, the 3 car was one of the final drivers in on the cut line coming in.
He's doing a great job getting around Tommy right now and racing on through. But that car behind Tommy, that Domino's machine of Christian Barnes, that's the story for me tonight. You saw another car up in the wall ahead of Jeff Ryan. That would have been Harold Tucker. But that Christian Barnes car reminds me of the story of what could have been, JP. It felt like it multiple times tonight. Christian Barnes had the winning strategy. He was doing everything correctly. And just powers outside of his control have marred those possibilities.
Christian Barnes with the slider indeed. This is just ice cold for him. But here's the race leaders. JP Phillips is up there. Can't stay close. No one's been able to get a run on the 81 this entire run, it feels like.
Yeah, you're right. Jeff Ryan came in tonight 10th in the points, 80 points back of that leader in the chase. So you're right. Everyone's kind of forgotten Jeff Ryan is in, and he's kind of slowly crept his way forward here. Good run for Jeff Ryan.
With less than 15 laps to go. You're right.
One car pitting.
Yeah, you heard that too. Zachary King will have a meatball flag his laps down. Having hit, he's 35 laps to a fuel run though. But the others, looking at the math here, are going to be good as we expected here. 3, and we go on some 27. But obviously, with the thank yous coming from Barnes on the zip on through in that sequence, he was the one to pass the 3. A lot of give and take being showcased for some of the drivers in this group at the very least here. It's become a 4-car conga lineup for him.
JP, and it can happen next 14 laps, but if it finishes the way it looks right now, I don't know if Tommy Ryan has the point lead next week when we go to Bristol. I mean, driver, he's got 2 drivers ahead. And remember, it was River Hayes 25 points back at the start of tonight. So River Hayes will make up some of those points. Christian Barnes came in 40 points back. So if Tommy Ryan has a lead next week at Bristol, it will not be as big as it was to start tonight.
Completed service with the 26-second stop. Give credit to how things are looking up here. Look at the run being built up by Pelfrey. Trying a different exit line. Well, if that worked out the way it needed to on the exit as they stay bumper to bumper.
Looking for Pelfrey here in the green car. Now looking back for Jeff Ryan. He's got that car at the inside. That's Rossi. And I guess you didn't say Dominic's the 3rd most popular driver named Rossi in his last name, right?
I guess you could say.
Got, you know, the IndyCar driver, the MotoGP driver, Valentino Rossi.
So you're coming back to 10 laps.
Dominic has been the 3rd ranked Rossi in driving, you think, right?
I guess so. But, hey, is that all you can say to that end is we're coming up to 10 laps to go this time. Look in the way. McCann's going bumper to bumper. Race control giving a heads up at the 10 to go mark. As Pelfrey steps to the fence.
Now, if we got spooked by the race control call, what happened? But just right about on the same time as that call came out, he just stood up there and smacked the wall. Maybe broke his concentration with that radio communication. I don't know. But Pelfrey's coming up and still sliding up the corner here. And as we're saying, JP, these tires, this track grades tires. It grates tires, I should say, pardon me. It grates them just like a cheese grater. These tires are wearing out. So these drivers right now are not going to be as stable, as calm, or as smooth as they were 30-some laps ago. But here comes now Pelfrey. He'd love to make a pass here. He'd love to get back involved in this. But McCann's up there, and he's running down River Hayes. And McCann's hoping Pelfrey doesn't get involved.
Pelfrey again nearly in the wall. McCann might have to get physical with it. Barnes getting passed down by Hunt with his damage. So the damage, the arrow with the bumper, and especially that spoiler beam thrown up in the air. About 8 laps to go this time by as Jeff Ryan had a big wall hit.
Up front, this is the story right now. Can McCann do it? You mentioned how McCann has not been able to really secure those positive results he wants so far. He's up at P2. There's 1 car ahead, JP, and I don't think right now it's an issue of can he or can't he, which I made the joke earlier. It's a matter of when you do it, right? At a track like Darlington, he may get 1, maybe 2 chances to make this pass before he falls back if he fails. So you get it.
Pick it up.
The leadership did a 31.785.
Hey.
Yeah, I got wheel damage. I'm just trying to finish.
Coming to 5 laps remaining. It's time by 5 to go.
Five laps to go. We're in a podium position. Got one outside. Stay low. Still there. You're clear high, clear high. Outside. Stay low. All clear, all clear. You got one outside. You're clear high, clear high. 2 left to go.
Too late, already killed the corner. Nice one.
The race has been extended so we can have a green-white checkered finish.
Stretch around.
Caution is out. Caution is out. Line up single file. Pit road is closed.
I got one right in the middle of the track, one below.
That's the best that
one
McKinnon's
down
done,
the
getting to that white line tonight as far as saving the car is concerned. But here we come around to the white flag. 1 lap to go, about to be on the books here. Wrecking the back, and we're not done. Caution's out.
Colin Kinzer has gone around, so has Jeff Ryan. They were battling for position for 11. They're under yellow. Jeff Ryan is smoking.
Wow. Then JP another what? A couple hundred feet, 400 yards, I should say. There'd be no checker. There'd be no caution. We'd have a white flag. Oh, big hits.
All right, Colston will be charged to the 44. Looks like the 44 went up just a little bit, tagged to 3. So we're going to put that on the 44 as strike 1.
Now is the question: who has a tire set left?
My fault, there.
And how confident are you that it works? Watch this again.
Who was our free pass there?
9.
Pit boxing. 10.
All right, 10-4, thank you.
Caution charged to the 44, according to race control. When he came up and made contact with the 3, but here's pit road. Some drivers down here, River,
Right here.
and Pelfrey and Moore, all down here.
Yep. 7, Dominic Rossi stays out, question mark. Everyone else came down.
All right, that's
Richard
it. Go.
Kime is the lap down. As River Hayes runs through all the pit boxes. We'll see about that.
Let's hit the tires. Make them
He
last
did
the rest
have
of the
a
race.
All right,
lot
looks
of
like we have
space
one
with
way
the
round, which will be the one car.
But as you can see,
Lap cars
2 tires
on
for
back
River
will be
Hayes
the
coming off
3,
pit road coming here.
the 16.
JP Phillips on 4 tires.
I'll go wherever
Go
Dominic
behind the
Rossi's
15.
not at.
Only on 4.
The 1, you will go
Four,
behind the
Choosing
9.
this time. Choosing this time.
The
Can't be
44
slow.
will go to the tail.
Boy, oh, boy.
10-4.
Here's the interesting challenge, though, about this tire set, JP. From what I see the rules, this is your only green white checker. Why do I like what Rossi did if you want to win a race? All he needs
Well, no, wait, he pitted.
We
it unlimited,
are
JP, or
coming
are we
to the
doing one?
choose. Everybody can choose except the 44.
I actually listened to the number
44 will be on
Okay, it's unlimited. Never mind.
till
So let me throw out what I said. I thought Rossi was
Choosing
going to
now.
get a good start,
All
maybe
right,
wait
man,
for
we're
the
going
caution,
green
but
next time.
with
Bye.
unlimited,
All right,
yeah,
man.
that's more
Line
question.
up on the outside road now. Catch the hey car.
Yeah. Penalty, Dominic Rossi, head on the wrong. We see a penalty for the sim.
Brandon, is entering
means, like,
close to an EOL or a pass through?
That's if it's
It's
not
an
clear
EOL,
by race
sir.
control, obviously. But that being said, River Hayes going to choose the inside, McCann on the outside. Look how much the 81's trying to work those tires.
Yeah, once again, working. So,
All
recap
right, this will be our first
JP.
attempt
Who took
at
2 and who took
overtime,
4?
green, white, checkered. We have
Only
unlimited
one
attempts. I
person
in terms
took
of
2.
15. Everybody keep it clean. Let's bring this home in one piece.
The leader has control. Maintain the pace speed until the start zone, then go. Green flag, green flag. Good job, the next car is the leader. The leader just did a 16.371. Outside. Stay Stay low, there's a car on the high side. Stay low. Stay low. All clear, all clear. Alright, man. White flag at the line. Got one inside. Still there. Stay high. There's a car on the boat side. Stay high.
Hayes.
That's a good race.
Contact with the wall. Humphrey over to the inside of Hayes.
I think we were wrecking half the track, all three of us.
Covers them all for the win.
That outside line is just killer.
Unofficially, River Hayes gets the win tonight and gets it done by 71 thousandths of a second.
And so what? We talked about using the spot to do it.
Race will be Sunday. It is our fourth crown jewel event of the season.